Hey guys, I wanted to walk you through a project we just completed. It's a lakeside condo in Toronto, and we didn't do the whole place. We did some of the rooms in the space here, and one of the most important rooms is this principal suite here. Not only the bedroom, but also the ensuite bathroom. But what I want to do is point out some of the details in here. I just love the way it's turned out, but I want to tell you how we got to this point. Now, this bedroom was typical of a builder's grade condo space. We've got areas that were just boxed in randomly with a lot of wasted space inside, a lot of angles. We had a walk-in closet here that really was not useful. We had some additional closet space here, some angled walls. It was just simply a mess. So the thing is to look at condos and see where you can capitalize on the space and understand what you can move and what you can't. The other thing you'll notice is that we got pot lights throughout the entire ceiling, and I'll tell you how we achieved that as well. But let's talk about the space planning first. We didn't change the entrance to this space, but what we did do is we took out that closet and opened it right up. We had some utilities going through here, some plumbing stacks, and we incorporated that into cabinetry here. But what we did is we created this symmetric look here. So when you walk through, you've got cabinetry on both sides. This cabinetry is extra deep, and it's extra deep because we've got off-season storage in the back, and then we've got regular daily hanging space in the front. And this is simply just magnificent storage for shoes and anything else you could want. So these two cabinets alone literally doubled the amount of storage space they started with to begin with. Then you walk into this space that opens up into the main bedroom here, and a couple of things to note here. The wallpaper, that texture just warms this space up. A little bit of layers with textures, again, with that drapery and the blinds in behind, and all those layers create that luxurious feel in here. Another thing I want you to note is these pendants. We did pendants instead of table lamps because it opens the space up. It gives a little bit more use of this tabletop here. The bed centers in this space, and then we carried that cabinetry and stepped it back so you have that flow. These spaces kind of blend together and it makes them feel bigger, and that's a trick that you can use. And then we incorporated a few different materials that really layers that luxury throughout the space. And you'll notice a lot of the cabinetry is very specialized because we listen to clients and we look at what they need. So when you have that wish list and then you start incorporating all those things in, and if you can get about 90 to 95% of them done, then you've got a space that really works well for them. Let's go back to those pot lights. The way we achieved that is we did furrow channels and dropped that ceiling by about 7/8 of an inch. You can't even tell now that it's done, but it allowed us to run low voltage lighting back to the top of this cabinet here and then put the transformers in that space, and now we have the option to put pot lights everywhere and even these pendants. And you'll notice up here as well that we integrated the heat vent right into the cabinetry. So everything is concealed and beautiful, and it all just simply flows well. But let's go back here and look at what we did with that ensuite bathroom. So as you walk in here, the first thing I want to point out is this pocket door, dead center of that hallway into the bedroom space. Creates that beautiful symmetry, and at the end of that hallway you get this beautiful ensuite bathroom. Now you'll notice it's a pocket door. I love pocket doors. It swings, doesn't swing in, it doesn't take up room, and it pockets into the wall. And pocket doors always get a bad rap because people install them incorrectly and they use the cheapest hardware. So don't do that. Use beautiful hardware, take the time to install it nicely, and then you'll get a door that just functions flawlessly, and that's what you want. And on the back side here on this side you'll see a recessed panel. On the back side we actually inserted a mirror. So now you've got a door that when it's pulled shut, you've got a mirror you can use on the back side, and when it's not needed, it's out of the way. But let's look at this space and let's look at what we did. So this bathroom had a bathtub in this area. The bathtub was not needed because I already have another one in the other bathroom at the other end of this suite. So we wanted to get rid of that bathtub, we wanted a bigger shower stall, and at the end we had a toilet and bidet area that was useless as well. But we can't move the toilet, we couldn't move any of the fixtures, you can't ask the neighbors downstairs to open their ceiling, things like that aren't going to happen. So what we did is we took the toilet flange and we put an offset flange on it and moved it over about 1.5 inches. That allowed us to turn the toilet 90 degrees and create a private toilet space. And that is at the end of here, and we put a glass door with some 3M film on it. It looks beautiful, it's obscured so you get privacy there. Again, beautiful pocket door hardware, but that framed this area here, which is our enlarged shower space. So you see these beautiful onyx panels. They are thin onyx panels mounted on acrylic panels. You can actually backlight these. Although we didn't do this here, we did do it elsewhere in the condo, and I'm going to show you. So we've got these panels all around on the walls and on the ceiling. They're framed by quartz all around, and then you've got this glass opening. So it makes for a really spacious shower area. On this side, instead of the tub, we took that tub out and we gave them more storage. They needed more storage. Storage is always a challenge in condos, so anywhere we can squeeze out cabinetry and drawers and cabinets, it's an asset. So we did that here. We've got this gorgeous mosaic detail on the floor that when you look up, it's reflected on the ceiling by a Quay detail with some crown molding and a wonderful light fixture. So it sets the tone in this space and really grounds this center area, and it really lends you to going that way to the vanities or that way to the private areas. And speaking of the vanity, you wanted a space, and that didn't move. That is actually where it was to begin with, but we enhanced it. So we've got base cabinets with lots of storage, which is all drawers, good use of space. We've got quartz countertops that are just literally bulletproof, and then that carries around to framework above. This frame detail carries around and makes this one unit. I love the fact that it looks like one giant piece of furniture. Right on the backsplash, you'll notice that we've got these integrated receptacles, but we've got a detail on top where we turned the quartz this way and brought it out a bit so it picks up these frames that go around. So everything fits together nicely. And then when it comes to lighting, it's really important to take a look at those details. We've got 3 fixtures, one on either side and one in the middle. So every user that stands here has lights on both sides, so you got balanced lighting on your face. And then never forget about the tiny details like this beveling, this opening to the sink cutout. I love paying attention to all these fine details. Now, speaking of those onyx panels, in the family room, they had done some work in the past. They weren't happy with it, so they asked me to reconsider that area. I basically trashed everything that was there and redid it, and it's turned out fantastic. So let's walk over there. That's the next thing I want to show you. So in this living space, we had an alcove here that had a fireplace and some cabinetry around, none of which really looked great or really served a purpose in this room. So the only way to deal with it was to start from scratch. We took everything out, we used the alcove the way that it was, but we built everything new. In fact, it even feels bigger and it looks bigger even though it's the same size. But what I did is went with walnut cabinetry. The floors in this space are walnut. This walnut is darker, but I just love the grain walnut. It looks beautiful, and everything is walnut. You can't have too much of it, but you've got accents of other materials. The details are very simple. So the doors are flat panel with a 1/2-inch molding around. You've got this counter, but you've got this metal detail that goes around these floating shelves, and then we've picked up that metal detail on the inside of the frame. This is actually metal shavings mixed with a binder, sprayed on and patinaed, so it gives you that real feel and look of metal. It's actually metal. So the TV sits in the middle and serves this area well, and what's really special is this stone panel in behind. Again, it's very thin, mounted onto thin acrylic, but in this case, we've actually installed LED lighting in behind, and when you turn it on, that backlighting just brings that stone to life, and we can actually change the color to whatever we want to change the mood within the space and the effect of that stone. I just love the way this looks. I love the way this entire project has come together. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and I'll see you on the next one.